Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 5 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 5-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 2 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 2-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 1 minute from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 1-minute time check, stations.
On the Bobcat Sports Network from Learfield, this is Cat Chat with Matt Logie and Tricia Binford, presented by Montana's Rib and Chop House. Here's the voice of the Bobcats, Keaton Gillogly.
Hello, 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 and welcome live to Cat Chat. All right, what another beautiful crowd we have here at Montana's Rib and Chop House. Coming off an exciting weekend at the Brick. We are into the final week of the regular season. 3 games in 5 days coming up for both men's and women's basketball. Our guests today, we will have Lindsey, Hein, and Taylee Chirrick on the show today as our player guests. Yes, excited to talk to Taylee and Lindsey. Of course, if you're in the house, we are doing the raffle again during the commercial breaks with a bunch of different Bobcat stuff that we're giving away, so that is free, and we'll be able to get that around to you as the show continues. All right, of course, we're talking with head coach Tricia Binford and men's head coach Matt Logie, who's up with us now. Coach, how we doing? How we feeling?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. This is final week of the regular season. We are here. This is where the rubber meets the road.
It is indeed, and we always talk about it's not how you start, it's how you finish, and we've got that opportunity right in front of us here now, and excited about the chance to go on the road, and a couple teams that we've beaten already, and hopefully can build some momentum going into Boise.
Yeah, what has you excited? What has you feeling like this is this is a team that can put it all together and really finish strong this year?
Well, I think the thing that has me excited is we've competed with everyone on our schedule. I think we've grown through the adversities and close games that we've played. We've got guys really growing in their roles and having more clarity about that at this time of year, which is really, really important. And our guys are really really connected and really in tune with where they're at in the journey and where they're at in the process and what's next in front of them. And I think what I'm excited about now is this opportunity to go on the road and check a box that we haven't checked since I've been here, which is a road sweep. We haven't had a road sweep since 21-22, and that's an opportunity for us to check that box, and this is a team that is really hungry to meet the expectations.
Yeah, I know everybody else here is hungry to see that play out as well. Do you attribute the road record that's below 500 right now? Do you attribute that to anything in particular, or just the fact that you haven't gotten those wins? I mean, is there anything you can change about that?
Yeah, I mean that's what we talked about yesterday. In fact, the best versions of ourselves on the road, was probably at Omaha, who just won the Summit League Championship. We had an 11-point victory there.
Yep.
And we kind of flicked back to that experience. And what stood out about that was the energy, the edge, the competitive spirit that we had. It was just us and about 1,200 folks in a 5,000-seat arena, and it was us against the world. And our guys really competed well in response to kind of a disappointing game right before that against Cal State Northridge. So same thing at Weber State when we won there. So it's really just about capturing that spirit and understanding that, our defense has done a pretty decent job of traveling with us. It's been our offense that has let us down a little bit on the road, and I think we've learned a lot about how to improve in that area over the last few weeks.
Yeah, that Omaha game was kind of a quiet atmosphere when we were over there. Part of that was Creighton was hosting Villanova in like a top 10 matchup or whatever it was at that point down the street. But, that's a long ways to go now. And you look at what that non-conference schedule was. I mean, CSUN and Riverside are both up and fighting at the top of the Big West. And you mentioned Omaha doing what they're doing. That schedule, we weren't kidding. That schedule was as difficult as we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, and I think it certainly prepared us well. The conference, the Big Sky Conference, is as competitive as it's ever been from top to bottom. And so, having the experience to play in all those close games and learn those lessons, your hope is that it really pays dividends down the stretch. And, we've seen some of that in recent weeks with some of the success that we've had, and hope to really double down on that in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, you look up and down the Big Sky this year and even the last couple of years. Obviously, there's a lot of roster turnover, but I feel like you look up and down at the coaches in this league, and there are a lot of good coaches. I mean, from your perspective, how challenging is it? How many different styles do you feel like you're facing? Like, what is it like going against all these other Big Sky coaches night in, night out?
Yeah, I think the first thing that I would say about the Big Sky coaching brethren that I really appreciate is, all of the coaches have just a great deal of respect for one another. There's a real healthy, competitive spirit about it, and each program does things a little bit differently in terms of playing style, but I think the things that have really been true about this year is the teams with the best point guards in conference have really either gotten themselves to the top of the conference or overperformed as a group, and that's something that is a really important quality to have, and I think in terms of style of play, Portland State's probably the biggest outlier in terms of their athleticism and some of the pressure that they can put on you, and the size at the rim that they have. But I don't think it's not as widespread of a spectrum as some other conferences, and I think that's one of the reasons why all the games are pretty close, is there's a lot of continuity from game to game and week to week.
Yeah, it is really darn close going into the final week of the regular season. Third place and seventh place are separated by just 2 games right now, and Montana State is right in the thick of it all as we get ready to head out on the road to the Pacific Coast. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll dive a little bit more into the week that was for Montana State men's basketball. But first, a timeout. We're live at Montana's Ribbon Chop House. This is Cat Chat, presented by Learfield.
The roar of the crowd, the thunder of thousands of fans stomping their feet as the Bobcats take the field. For Mary, her chronic hip pain kept her from the thrill of her favorite pastime. Thanks to the revolutionary orthopedic care from Bozeman's local orthopedic groups and the Bozeman Health Spine and Joint Institute, Mary was back on her feet and back in the game. If chronic spine and joint pain is keeping you from the activities you love, start your journey by visiting bozemanhealth.org/SJI.
With friendly customer service and an outstanding location near Montana State University and the base of the Bridger Mountain Range, Country Inn & Suites by Radisson is the perfect place to begin your Bozeman adventure. Country Inn & Suites offers a hot and delicious Be Our Guest breakfast buffet each morning. Free Wi-Fi is available throughout the property, and we have a business center and meeting rooms. Our indoor pool and hot tub is a great way to relax after a day of fun, and the on-site fitness center will keep your workout goals on track. We have spacious king and double queen suites with a full-size sleeper sofa available, and every room in Country Inn & Suites is smoke-free. Reserve your room today.
The Ribbon Chop House was founded in 2001. Our ability to grow has come through our commitment to Rocky Mountain hospitality, a concept which incorporates a casual attitude with our high-level commitment to loyalty, safety, service, and quality food. At the Ribbon Chop House, our staff is dedicated to creating extraordinary experiences that raise the bar in each of our communities. Enjoy premium steaks, fresh seafood, and award-winning baby back ribs. We look forward to sharing a little Rocky Mountain hospitality with you.
Northern States Fishing Tools, a proud sponsor of the Montana State Bobcats, has been serving the eastern Montana and western North Dakota oil fields since 1978. We are here to provide you with the best tools and services, all at competitive prices. Northern States Fishing Tools services the Williston Basin with fishing and rental tools, along with downhole tools that include packers, plugs, and through tubing equipment. We have the expert knowledge to give you satisfying results based on your specific needs. Go Bobcats!
You are a Bobcat fan, and your seat matters. Section 108, right in the middle. And a perfect view of the fast break, alley-oop, and slam dunk. At Kendall Ford of Bozeman, we're a proud supporter of Montana State Athletics. We're big fans of teamwork, dedication, and helping customers find the best deal on the perfect vehicle to fit their needs. Where you sit matters, as in the driver's seat. Get started at KendallFordBozeman.com. Kendall, let's start something great.
The Northern Pulse Growers Association encourages industry professionals and growers of dry peas, chickpeas, lentils, and fava beans to become members in 2024. Members gain access to cutting-edge research, expert training, market insights, and connect with a Pulse-passionate community. Visit northernpulse.com to join the Northern Pulse Growers Association. Together, we're sowing the seeds of success.
Universal Athletic has been a proud supporter of Bobcat Athletics for over 45 years. Check out their great selection of Bobcat apparel and accessories for all your game day needs. Shop in-store at their North 7th Avenue location or online at shop.msubobcats.com for everything you need to cheer on your Bobcats. Universal Athletic, a proud supporter of Bobcat Athletics for over 45 years. Go Cats!
We are back live at Montana's Ribbon Chop House for Cat Chat, our second to last show of the year. We will wrap things up next Tuesday after all the Senior Day festivities for both teams and getting ourselves ready for Boise. At that point, we will know exactly who everybody is playing and where they're playing and what time, but we've got 3 more games before then and now. And first, we're talking a little bit about the game that was. I'm Keaton Gillogly alongside head coach Matt Logie, talking about the men's game against Montana. This was an 89-85 final loss in this game. But, Coach, 5,580 back at the Brick once again. We've kind of been a little bit of a broken record, but once again, just an awesome atmosphere. And this is as good as it gets in the Big Sky, man. Yeah,
I can't say enough about our Bobcat fans. They've been phenomenal all year long. We lead the Big Sky in attendance,
yep.
And I'd like to think some of it has to do with the entertainment value of all of our games being real close. But I think it has a lot more to do with the passion and the loyalty and the love for Montana State. And it's just a joy to go on the Brick and compete together and represent all of them. And certainly really benefited us on Saturday night when we needed it to come back and make a push.
Yep, it was a strong push. It was a great game. And, Montana did open up that double-digit lead in the second half. It was 13 points with about 9 minutes to go, and that was right after you guys had closed it to 1. You guys battled back again and make it a one-possession game. But it does feel like one of the reasons we've seen no blowouts in conference play to this point is even when these guys get down there is no quit. I mean, that really is something to be pretty admired at this point in the season.
Yeah, no, I can't say enough about that for our guys. To get off the mat each and every time, to be able to bounce back from tough losses or game after game, or then just even within games. Understanding that it's a 40-minute game and chipping away at things. We gave ourselves multiple chances to get it to one possession, had a couple untimely fouls, and obviously missed, a fair share of free throws in the second half that would have really helped our efforts.
We saw Pat McMahon put up some very strong numbers again in this game. 22 points in this one. He had 18 in the first game against Montana as well. He did have that kind of 2-game dip just a little bit when we were on the road, but does feel like he's kind of getting back into a rhythm at the right time.
Yeah, no, but Pat, I think for the last 4 or 5 weeks has been very, very consistent in what we've seen in the summer all over the last 2 years, and obviously when the lights come on and you got a little bit more weight to it, it takes a little time to break through. But I think he's exactly who we've thought he's been this whole time, and so it's great to see him, kind of get into his comfort zone and really understand the impact that he can have for our team, and he makes a huge difference.
Yeah, it's fun watching him doing what he can do, really at his highest level. And we are approaching Senior Day, so that'll be Monday against Idaho, a 7 o'clock tip-off against the Vandals. But always going to be special when you get to say goodbye to some seniors, some guys who have only been here for a year, other guys who have been here through the full three consecutive championships. Going to be quite a mixed bag and quite an emotional night on Monday.
Yeah, it's interesting when you look at our senior group. It's kind of divide them up into 3 groups. You've got the guys in Jay Mullins and Max Agbampolo that said, sign me up for this pursuit of history, and sign me up for the fire, and sign me up for everyone's best shot in conference play. I want to be a part of this, and I think they deserve a ton of credit for that. It would have been there's a lot of places you could go to fulfill your senior year with a little bit less pressure and expectation, and especially for guys that were eager to have a bigger opportunity in front of them. They wanted the opportunity, but they wanted the opportunity to be a part of something bigger than themselves and to compete for a championship, and I think they deserve a lot of credit for that. And then you've got Brian Garacki and Chika Nduka, who sight unseen, when we had 4 players here, jumped on a plane and came out and said, we're with you, Coach. We're with you, Bobcats. So let's reload and let's keep this thing going. And then you got the stalwarts in Sam Lekalot and Tyler Patterson, who, have been foundational pieces of so much success, and their roles have grown, their leadership has grown throughout their careers, and couldn't be prouder of each of those guys for the way they've attacked this senior year, and the way they've stepped up into those more prominent leadership roles and voices.
Yeah, I know it's going to be exciting to say goodbye to those guys for their final game of the Brick on Monday. You do mention Brian Garacki. He's been a little quiet offensively these last couple of games. Where's he at? What are you guys working on with him, and how does he get back to the level that we know he can compete at?
Yeah, I think for Brian, it's really simple. He's just got to do the little things that help him stay on the floor, which is defending, rebounding, find ways to steal, an opportunity to get yourself going, maybe through a back cut, a transition layup, a transition three, but starting with the effort and the defense and the rebounding to allow the offense to kind of come, naturally. I think when you hit a lull or you hit a slump as a player, it's very understandable to want to break through and make the next play. And the reality is you got to let the game come to you on the offensive side, but on the defensive side, you got to be really astute and detailed. And he's working really hard at it. And hopefully this week in his home state of Oregon will be good for him. See another gym that he's been in a few times growing up, and hopefully get him going a little bit heading into Boise. We all know what he's capable of.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, you mentioned going back to his home state. So at Portland State, that's going to be an 8 p.m. Mountain Time tip, since we'll be on Pacific Coast time. But we take a quick look ahead, presented by Advanced Thompson Vision. Got the 1-point win against Portland State that first time out. It was a great game. They had that furious comeback at the end. You guys hang on and get the win, but give us a couple of things to look for in this matchup with the Vikings.
Yeah, well, Portland State has been kind of a Jekyll and Hyde group in the sense that they're about as good as you can get in the conference at home. I think they're 10-1 at home this year.
That's correct.
And on the road, they've struggled much like we have at times. And so, we know it's going to be a high-level basketball game. They're coming off of 2 road losses and fighting for their playoff seeding just as we are. And so it's an exciting opportunity to really simulate what you're going to find, 10 days from now in Boise, where, it's win or go home. Essentially, all these games from here on out have a playoff environment, have playoff implications, and that's how we're looking at them. That's how we're preparing for them. Not that changes what our process was, but I think it's going to be a great opportunity for us to hopefully build some momentum.
Yeah, looking forward to it. So, again, 8 o'clock on Thursday, 2 o'clock on Saturday at Sac State, and then 7 o'clock on Monday back here against Idaho for the final regular season game of the year. And Montana State just a game back of Portland State, which is sitting in a tie for third place. There is a really pretty easy scenario where you could have a 4-way tie for third place after Thursday. If MSU wins at Portland State and Idaho wins at Idaho State, you could have a 4-way tie for third place going into the final 2 games of the regular season. So going to be a barn burner down the stretch. Coach, this has been great. Appreciate all the time and the insights tonight.
Thanks a lot. Go Cats.
All right, we're taking a break. Lindsey Hein joins us. We're talking some women's basketball after this timeout. You're listening to Cat Chat, presented by Learfield.
Town & Country Foods is a proud supporter of Bobcat Athletics. As a locally owned company, we believe the benefit of buying local helps support the local economies in southwest Montana. Our stores offer great selections of items you need every day, including organics, specialty foods, fresh meats and produce, along with incredible selections from our bakery and deli departments. Town & Country Foods is 100% employee-owned and serves southwest Montana with 8 locations. Visit your local Town & Country Foods today. Go Cats!
If you're in need of structural engineering for your residential, commercial, or wireless telecommunications project, Ascent Engineering provides comprehensive solutions for your project's success. Ascent Engineering is now serving the Big Sky Country in southwestern Montana. Whether it's a new residential home, new commercial building, long-awaited remodel, covered outdoor living space, retaining wall, or telecommunications tower, Ascent Engineering is your expert at providing forensics, assessments, or designs. Ascent Engineering is a proud supporter of your Montana State Bobcats.
Ready to build your brand? Think Inc. outside the box for your complete branding solutions. Located in Bozeman, Montana, we offer a full print shop for banners, signs, wraps, trade show booths and graphics, promotional products, and much more. If you can think it, we can ink it. We are a proud supporter and corporate sponsor of the MSU Bobcats. Like us on Facebook to see some of our cat wraps. Ready to build your brand? Think Inc. and call us at 406-922-6462 or visit us on the web at inkoutside.com.
The Bobcats are proud to present these preferred local partners as members of Bobcat Belt, Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems, Bryant, whatever it takes, Carrier Heating and Air Conditioning, Carrier, turn to the experts, Ace Roofing, building Montana strong, one roof at a time, Rivers Landscaping, crafting superior outdoor spaces, and NW Construction, proud to call Bozeman home. Montana State Athletics encourages our fans to choose these local businesses. They are proud local sponsors and demonstrate what it means to be a Bobcat. We are Bobcat Built.
It's the season of home improvement, and Williams Plumbing will help you tackle the big stuff. Are old roots clogging your sewer line? Williams has the tools to fix it. Have you checked your septic system lately? We have the knowledge and experience to maintain or repair it. Looking to install a yard hydrant? We'll do it promptly and professionally. Don't sweat the big stuff. Call Williams Plumbing today.
At Montana State University, students shape signature experiences that take them across the state and into local communities. MSU is dedicated to its land grant mission, integrating transformational learning, discovery, and service that improves lives. You'll find our students teaching across Montana, conducting research in the heart of Yellowstone National Park, or even creating small shelter prototypes to address homelessness. Montana State University. Think outside.
We are back live at Montana's Ribbon Chop House for Cat Chat. At Montana's Ribbon Chop House, our staff is dedicated to creating extraordinary experiences that raise the bar in each of our communities. Enjoy premium steaks, fresh seafood, award-winning baby back ribs. We look forward to sharing a little Rocky Mountain hospitality with you. I'm Keaton Gillogly, and we are now transitioning our focus to some women's basketball, and we are talking to Lindsey Hein. Lindsey, how we doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for joining us. So, Lindsey, you've got kind of an interesting story, but you will be honored on Senior Day on Saturday, correct?
Yes.
All right. So for you, you had to medically retire. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So give us some of the timeline on what you've been up to here over the last kind of year or so.
Yeah, so last summer I decided that I was going to start studying for the LSAT and that I wanted to go to law school. So this past fall I've been studying for the LSAT while I'm finishing up my degree in business management. I plan to graduate in May. So I took the LSAT in October, and I did well enough on it to start applying to law school. So I applied, and now I'm just waiting back to hear on my applications.
All right, very exciting. Tell us a little bit about that process. I mean, studying for the LSAT, that is not an easy thing to be doing.
No, yeah. My August and September were definitely not very fun, but after, I think, October 1st I took it, I was relieved that it was over, and then when I got my score back, I was really relieved that I didn't have to take it again. I think once is enough for that, but yeah, it was definitely stressful, but I'm glad it's over.
Yeah, so where are some of the places you're applying to? I mean, what are you looking at?
Yeah, I applied to U of M and then University of Wyoming, and then I'm also looking at North Dakota and University of South Dakota.
Okay, cool. So you kind of want to stay out in the west-ish, Big Sky kind of area?
Mm-hmm, yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah, all right, so you don't want to go out to like New York City or Miami, something like that?
No, I think probably stay Eastern Montana eventually when I graduate. I want to go back to, but we'll see.
Yeah.
So.
All right, cool. Hey, some people want to go out, and some people, I've had enough. I don't need to go to Miami.
Yeah.
What kind of law are you interested in?
I'm not really sure. I kind of go back and forth. I'm thinking probably some sort of civil defense, but I also wouldn't mind corporate. We'll see. We'll see where I want to live, what I want to do. So.
Yeah. What sparked the interest in law?
Ever since I can remember, I've always wanted to be a lawyer. My mom was a claims adjuster for State Farm, so I kind of had some exposure there with insurance defense. And I think coming into college, I didn't know for sure if I wanted to go to law school, so I decided to major in business. And then kind of as I gone through school, I decided that I wanted to do that. So, yeah.
All right. Well, very exciting for that, and excited for the next chapter. But you kind of got here through a long process and a long journey. So, first of all, take me back. So from Forsyth, correct?
Yep.
So you come here to Montana State. What was the recruiting process like for you? How did you end up coming here to MSU?
Yeah, it was definitely interesting. I had to play AAU in North Dakota because in eastern Montana it's pretty sparsely populated. I think I either had to go to Spokane or Bismarck, so I ended up going to Bismarck, and it was just kind of a unique experience. We drove 4.5 hours one way for practice every Sunday.
Wow.
So that was crazy, and then we'd go to Minneapolis, Des Moines, more Midwest for tournaments. Through the recruiting process, I went on all my visits my junior year, and then I think it was February my junior year. It was on Coach Ben's birthday. I committed.
What a great birthday present.
5 or 6 years ago. But, yeah, kind of through the entire process, I knew that deep down I wanted to stay close to home and have my family be able to watch me. And every time I came here on a visit, I came to multiple games, football games growing up, women's basketball games. My sister actually went here. I just knew that it was home. And I remember having a dream, and then the next day, Coach Ben called me and said she had the same dream, and it ended up being her birthday, and I was like, I guess this is my sign, and then I committed, so yeah.
What was the dream? Do you remember the dream?
I remember I ended up coming here and that I loved it,
yeah.
And then she had a dream that was similar that I came here, so yeah.
Great. I can't wait to ask Ben if she actually had that dream, or she was like, oh, no, I definitely had that.
She did. She called me first.
Okay. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. I believe you. Well, that's awesome. That's great. And, you know, I'm sure for you, as your college career has unfolded, Nobody plans to get hurt and not really be able to finish it out. But kind of take us through all of this a little bit. So you make it through 40 games, but a couple injuries with your feet and not really being able to get back out there consistently. But, yeah, kind of take us through some of what you went through early on in your career injury-wise.
Yeah, my freshman year, it started out with the stress fracture. I think that I never really felt 100%. And then as those games went on, I think I played in like 6 games.
Yeah.
It started to get worse and worse. Got the MRI, came back, the stress fracture, and then it was a lot more complex than they originally thought. Ended up needing surgery, so it was season ending. And then kind of working back through into my sophomore year, it was definitely took a lot longer than we thought it was going to. I had some tendon issues in my ankle too. I had a couple injections, and then ended up getting cleared that fall, and then started getting closer and closer back, but like never really felt quite 100%. And then going into my junior year, this hardware that I got put in to my left foot kind of started poking around, bothering me. So then I got that removed, came back from that one, and then started playing last year. I think I played it, I can't remember how many games, in December into January.
Yep.
And then right after the first 2 conference games, I think after we played NDSU,
yep.
my right foot started bothering me. Went and got that x-rayed. That one ended up being broken too, back on the scooter. So definitely not ideal, and it was just super frustrating.
Yeah. How many hours or how many days and weeks did you feel like you were on the scooter? For people that maybe don't know, you got the like one leg up, the knee onto the scooter.
Yeah.
Better than crutches, but still not.
I think, well, my freshman year, I was on the scooter from November to March.
Oof.
So all through the winter.
Yeah.
And then last year, I think the week I was on the scooter, it was like -30.
Yeah.
And then I was on the scooter from like January to almost the Big Sky tournament, I think. So definitely not ideal.
Yeah. So you just don't even want to go I assume you don't want to go on like Lime scooters, the bird scooters anymore? No, just
nothing,
no scooters.
No.
All right, that's good.
And anytime I see someone on their crutches on the ice, I'm like, I feel so sorry for you.
Just walking up to strangers, patting them on the back.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
You'll get through it. Yeah.
So, once you did finally decide that, you weren't going to be able to do this, what was that like emotionally? I mean, you put so much work in, you drive the 4.5 hours to go to practice like you were talking about, and your body just won't keep up. I mean, what was that like?
Yeah, I definitely think it was super emotional. It was hard just because there wasn't a ton of closure. I like a random Thursday night game in January against NDSU was my last game in the Brick. So I think that it was pretty hard emotionally. In the spring, I took some time off, some time away from basketball. And then kind of through the summer, I think that studying for the LSAT kind of distracted me a little bit, especially into the fall. But yeah, I think like even still, like it's just kind of hard to process because there wasn't a ton of closure.
Right. What's it like, though, at least still being able to be with the team, and what kind of things are you still doing that is helping the team? Everybody's in part of what's been going on this year.
Yeah, no, it's been great, especially it's been such a fun year, especially compared to last year with all the injury struggles we've had, and it's been super fun to still be around. I help Daniel a lot. Anything he needs, food orders, I run the clock in practice, a lot of travel stuff. I take stats on the bench during the game, all that that kind of stuff.
Yeah. What's your favorite part about watching this team, and just, what's got them such a magical run right now?
Yeah, I think my favorite part is just seeing the growth from last year, especially like the freshmen and the sophomores, and like Dylan and Lexi and Taylor all coming back from injury and seeing them do so well. That's by far been my favorite part.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of fun, and we're excited to see how this plays out. And I know it wasn't exactly how you wanted your career to play out, but I know everybody here is rooting for you, and we will have you on senior night for Saturday or senior afternoon. So that hopefully will feel a little bit like closure for you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Lindsey. This has been great.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Lindsey, Hein. We're taking a break. Taylee Chirrick joins us after this at Montana's Ribbon Chop House. You're listening to Cat Chat, presented by Learfield.
The roar of the crowd, the thunder of thousands of fans stomping their feet as the Bobcats take the field. For Mary, her chronic hip pain kept her from the thrill of her favorite pastime. Thanks to the revolutionary orthopedic care from Bozeman's local orthopedic groups and the Bozeman Health Spine and Joint Institute, Mary was back on her feet and back in the game. If chronic spine and joint pain is keeping you from the activities you love, start your journey by visiting bozemanhealth.org/SJI.
Northern States Fishing Tools, a proud sponsor of the Montana State Bobcats, has been serving the eastern Montana and western North Dakota oil fields since 1978. We are here to provide you with the best tools and services, all at competitive prices. Northern States Fishing Tools services the Williston Basin with fishing and rental tools, along with downhole tools that include packers, plugs, and through tubing equipment. We have the expert knowledge to give you satisfying results based on your specific needs. Go Bobcats!
You are a Bobcat fan, and your seat matters. Section 108, right in the middle. And a perfect view of the fast break, alley-oop, and slam dunk. At Kendall Ford of Bozeman, we're a proud supporter of Montana State Athletics. We're big fans of teamwork, dedication, and helping customers find the best deal on the perfect vehicle to fit their needs. Where you sit matters, as in the driver's seat. Get started at KendallFordBozeman.com. Kendall, let's start something great.
With friendly customer service and an outstanding location near Montana State University and the base of the Bridger Mountain Range, Country Inn & Suites by Radisson is the perfect place to begin your Bozeman adventure. Country Inn & Suites offers a hot and delicious Be Our Guest breakfast buffet each morning. Free Wi-Fi is available throughout the property, and we have a business center and meeting rooms. Our indoor pool and hot tub is a great way to relax after a day of fun, and the on-site fitness center will keep your workout goals on track. We have spacious king and double queen suites with a full-size sleeper sofa available, and every room in Country Inn & Suites is smoke-free. Reserve your room today.
The Ribbon Chop House was founded in 2001. Our ability to grow has come through our commitment to Rocky Mountain hospitality, a concept which incorporates a casual attitude with our high-level commitment to loyalty, safety, service, and quality food. At the Ribbon Chop House, our staff is dedicated to creating extraordinary experiences that raise the bar in each of our communities. Enjoy premium steaks, fresh seafood, and award-winning baby back ribs. We look forward to sharing a little Rocky Mountain hospitality with you.
No matter how far you may go, there's always one just down the road. Town Pump, who'll pump it up?
Town of Pump is excited to once again sponsor the Brawl of the Wild Rivalry Series between Montana State and the University of Montana. Look for special Brawl of the Wild promotions throughout the year at your local Town Pump.
Town Pump, right down the road. Pump it up. Oh, yeah.
Montana's Ribbon Chop House. Before we talk with Taylee Chirrick, let's pause 10 seconds for our network station identification. This is Cat Chat.
AM 1450, KMMS, and K236CY Bozeman, 1340 KPRK Livingston, where Montana talks.
We are back live at Montana's Ribbon Chop House for Cat Chat. We're talking some Montana State women's basketball. They're sitting at 15-0 in Big Sky play. Yes, coming off the largest win against that team from over the hill in program history, and a win on Thursday would lock up at least a share of the Big Sky Championship when they welcome in Portland State. Big reason why Montana State has had a good year is one of the Montana natives on the roster, Taylee Chirrick. Taylee, how we doing?
Doing good.
Yeah, thank you for spending some of your Tuesday night with us. So do you consider yourself more from Billings or Roberts, Montana?
Kind of both. I mean, ending high school at Roberts and creating that good community there, I'd say Roberts, honestly.
Yeah. And you grew up in Billings, then moved during high school, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Did you have a preference to either, or did you enjoy both?
I enjoyed both. When I was at Roberts, I've been living at a lake out there, Cooney Lake, and so my drive to school consisted of seeing the Red Lodge Mountains and newborn cows driving by, and I think nothing compares to that. It was a beautiful way to go to school every day.
Yeah, that's a nice commute. My commute in high school was sitting on the CTA in Chicago watching traffic. So that wins. So are you a mountainous girl? You like to get out there at all? Or?
Definitely, yeah. And I do like getting to see the mountains here in Bozeman. They're beautiful.
Yeah. What's your favorite outdoor activity? I mean, you've been a heavy-duty athlete, so I don't know how much you've been able to get out.
Yeah, I haven't for a while, but I'd say just going for a nice 6-7 mile run, just at a easy 8-mile pace, looking around, talkative, just hanging out. I think that's probably my favorite thing to do outside.
Just a chill 6 or 7 miles.
Yes.
Not too fast where I'm breathing too heavy, which for most people, if they hike 6 or 7 miles, they can't speak.
Yeah.
So now you were a track and field athlete as well, so I'm sure that's part of the reason you can go on these long trail runs. What were you doing on track and field? What were your events?
400, 800, 300 hurdles, triple jump, and then I was doing short hurdles too.
Okay. What was your favorite?
I'd say hurdles. I really started to like the 300 hurdles a lot, and then triple jump I started to get pretty good at too. It was really fun.
Yeah. Did you have any inklings that maybe you wanted to do something like that or one of the other sports, or was it basketball all the way?
Basketball was always my favorite, but I mean, I really did love track, and now that it's warming up too, I'm like, it's starting to feel like track season now. So yeah, I definitely miss track.
Yeah. What were all you 4-sport athlete? Is that right?
Yep.
So what were the other two?
So it was basketball, track, cross country, volleyball.
Okay, right. Because cross country, yeah. So that's great. I mean, we are in an era where a lot of athletes do start to specialize really early. Are you glad you're somebody who had that kind of wide background in different sports?
Yeah, definitely. I'd say, now in college, when you focus just on one sport, it's a lot easier to get burnt out if you had been doing that your entire life. And so for me, being able to have done these other sports, had breaks, and that was super nice. So when I came here, I still, haven't been burnt out, knock on wood, right? So it was just great to get that experience with other sports growing up.
Yeah. So you're not burnt out. We're late February. This next game on Thursday is the final game of the month of February. Then it's March. And, one of the things I feel like I noticed, too, on Saturday watching you and, Addison Harris, you guys are not just, walking out to the floor, sauntering. You guys are literally, bouncing to get on the floor. So you're feeling good energy-wise at this point?
Feeling really good.
Yeah, because some people kind of burn out or start to get tired, but physically you're feeling like you're ready to rock.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, it's got to be a lot of fun to have some other freshmen on this team as well. What's your relationship with Addison Harris like?
Oh, it's great. I love Addie. She's just a little spunk of energy that just will lighten up a room, and her laugh is unmatched. Just getting to know her really well in the summer and hang out with her. She's just a great person and teammate both.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to watch the team you guys have right now because there are so many different players in so many different classes. You got Picton out there as a sophomore, and you got your seniors, and Mara as a junior, and you guys as a freshman. It's got to be a lot of fun to kind of see who has helped build this program and knowing you've got a really strong crew that's going to carry this program forward.
Yeah, no, for sure. Having a good, solid group for the next few years is really fun and special.
Yeah, well, it's going to be fun and special here for the next couple of games, couple of weeks as well, I'm sure. I know a lot of people were very excited to hear from you today and just see kind of a little bit more about you and how you're doing all this. Tell me, where does some of your energy, your effort, where does that come from? Have you always been energetic and bubbly?
Yeah, I'd say I've always been. Right when I get on the floor, I want to disrupt and get the ball, I'd say, is kind of my goal. So, get as many turnovers caused and steals as I can to get the ball back from my team. That's just always been my goal.
Yeah, where did that? You've always liked defense? Because I feel like a lot of kids don't, especially in high school. You've always have?
I have, yeah. I think for me, when I look at the point guard on a team or the person that has the ball all the time, I'm like, I want to shut him down, and just having the confidence to know that I can do that is, that's what's helped me, I'd say.
Yeah, have your parents instilled any of your effort and energy and work ethic on this?
Oh, definitely. I'm 4 years old in YMCA basketball, and after the game, you have that pep talk with your dad, like, hey, don't be lazy. You know what I mean? So I think that helped me now. I mean, don't be lazy, basically.
Is that what's going through your mind while you're hopping up and down? You got those, like, glaring eyes on those inbounds passes?
Yep. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Well, that's good. So far, you have not been lazy, and it has turned in to a number of wins at this point. And it's turned into, a couple of scrapes and bumps, and you had the goggles on before. Were you embarrassed wearing the goggles?
Honestly, no. It was kind of fun, just a little accessory to wear. I wouldn't say I prefer them, but, it was good for the moment.
Yeah. Well, at least they were pink.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah,
How many things do you own that are pink?
Oh, pretty much everything.
Yeah. We heard do you have a pink Jeep too?
Yep, parked out there. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I heard a big old woo in the crowd too. That's a rarity. How long have you had the pink Jeep?
I got it for my 17th birthday. Yes.
All right.
Yep, so a couple years. Yep.
Okay, and I'm sure taking the top off maybe and driving around the lake.
Of course.
That's the whole vibe.
Yep, definitely is.
All right, Taylee running around in her pink Jeep. That's a good way to settle in and keep it going. Are you a coffee drinker at all?
I really only drink water, I feel like. I mean, I've started to get into, like, chai teas. Vanilla chai teas are really good, but I'm a big, like, water drinker, I feel like.
That's good. Yeah, because I feel like you wouldn't need much. You'd probably be jumping off the walls.
Yeah, that's well, you have to ask Binford about that. She saw me with some coffee for, like, one of the first times when we were at the airport, and I don't know. It, like, was hitting me. Like, I was on the airplane. I was like, I am not tired right now. It was crazy.
Yeah, being on an airplane all caffeinated is not the best environment to be
Definitely
caffeinated.
not. And when you're all there trying to sleep, and I'm, like, trying to talk, I'm like, oh, this is not looking good.
Yeah, you haven't had the elder statesman in the group tell you to, like, quiet down a little bit, like chill out, Taylee.
Daniel to tell me to knock it off.
He's got to walk back to the bus. Hey, Taylee, we're gonna take a nap now.
Yeah, pull it together. Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, look, we're coming up on this stretch run, coming off this great game against Montana, 98-66 win. Give us a sense of what it's like on the floor. I mean, everybody is there and a part of it, but very few people get to experience that. What was it like down on the floor this week?
It was great. I mean, just the crowd that we had at the game it was unmatched. It was amazing. Having our community supporting us like this, like, it's a great feeling. And just having all of you guys there and cheering us on, like, that's what we want to do. We want to win for you guys, and we want to play hard for you guys. So it's just amazing.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It was 4,127 was the announced attendance. It felt like 10,000 in there at
definitely.
times. How much did you go on many recruiting trips to any other like bigger schools? Like, have you seen other bigger schools' atmospheres compared to some of the stuff we've seen here?
Well, yeah, and just to see, like, Bozeman for not being a huge city and things like that, it's crazy the community that it can bring in, like these big schools, and just it's amazing to see. And even the men's games and our games both are just so fun.
Yeah. It's cool to see. So what's in store for you in terms of your game? What are some of the things you're kind of focused on? Where do you want to grow the most on the floor now that you're focused solely on hoops?
Yeah, I mean, just being confident on the offensive end. I'm definitely getting there. I think, after we have a few of these seniors graduate and stuff, my role is going to become, a little bit bigger. And so just being confident, getting my offensive game there, and I'm confident that I will be able to get that. Yeah.
Okay, final couple questions here for you. Some favorites in terms of your performances so far this year. It may be hard to think because, we're kind of in the grind of the season, but do you have like a favorite play or a game, maybe the 11 steals against Eastern or Morales' behind-the-back pass to you, maybe one of the interceptions? Do you have like a favorite moment so far?
Yeah, that was probably my first thought. That behind-the-back pass was pretty sweet. And then obviously, like, that Eastern game was really fun. Like you said, both of those were great. Both the games against Montana, I mean, getting those wins, it's just a great feeling.
Yes, it is. It's always a great feeling getting a win in that situation and environment. That behind-the-back pass Morales had, I mean, when I went back and watched it, I had to pause it to see where she released it and where you were when she released. There was two defenders between you and the ball, and you were like outside the lane.
Oh yeah, no, that was so great. I rewatched it back too, and I'm like, wow. It's perfect. Yeah, it worked out great. That went right through. But yeah, it's super fun to have those. And right now too, I'm getting better at cutting off of her because she's a great passer. So yeah, we're just getting better.
Yeah. When did you see the ball? Like, I imagine you probably didn't like totally see it come out of her hand. Was it just? Did it feel like it just got served up right to you as you ran in?
I had just this feeling. I had a feeling she was going to do something if I cut off of her, and yeah, it worked out.
Yes, one of the enduring moments of what has been a great season, the Morales to Chirrick behind the back pass.
Oh, yeah. Amazing.
All right, well, excited to see what's in the store in the future and excited for this weekend, a chance to win some hardware on the home floor.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, Taylee, Chirrick, we're taking a break. Coach Binford joins us after this. You're listening to Cat Chat, presented by Learfield.
Ready to build your brand? Think Inc. outside the box for your complete branding solutions. Located in Bozeman, Montana, we offer a full print shop for banners, signs, wraps, trade show booths and graphics, promotional products, and much more. If you can think it, we can ink it. We are a proud supporter and corporate sponsor of the MSU Bobcats. Like us on Facebook to see some of our cat wraps. Ready to build your brand? Think Inc. and call us at 406-922-6462 or visit us on the web at inkoutside.com.
It's the season of home improvement, and Williams Plumbing will help you tackle the big stuff. Are old roots clogging your sewer line? Williams has the tools to fix it. Have you checked your septic system lately? We have the knowledge and experience to maintain or repair it. Looking to install a yard hydrant? We'll do it promptly and professionally. Don't sweat the big stuff. Call Williams Plumbing today.
Town & Country Foods is a proud supporter of Bobcat Athletics. As a locally owned company, we believe the benefit of buying local helps support the local economies in southwest Montana. Our stores offer great selections of items you need every day, including organics, specialty foods, fresh meats and produce, along with incredible selections from our bakery and deli departments. Town & Country Foods is 100% employee-owned and serves southwest Montana with 8 locations. Visit your local Town & Country Foods today. Go Cats!
At Montana State University, students shape signature experiences that take them across the state and into local communities. MSU is dedicated to its land grant mission, integrating transformational learning, discovery, and service that improves lives. You'll find our students teaching across Montana, conducting research in the heart of Yellowstone National Park, or even creating small shelter prototypes to address homelessness. Montana State University. Think outside.
If you're in need of structural engineering for your residential, commercial, or wireless telecommunications project, Ascent Engineering provides comprehensive solutions for your project's success. Ascent Engineering is now serving the Big Sky country in southwestern Montana. Whether it's a new residential home, new commercial building, long-awaited remodel, covered outdoor living space, retaining wall, or telecommunications tower, Ascent Engineering is your expert at providing forensics, assessments, or designs. Ascent Engineering is a proud supporter of your Montana State Bobcats.
The Bobcats are proud to present these preferred local partners as members of Bobcat Built, Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems, Bryant, whatever it takes, Carrier Heating and Air Conditioning, Carrier, turn to the experts, Ace Roofing, building Montana strong, one roof at a time, Rivers Landscaping, crafting superior outdoor spaces, and NW Construction, proud to call Bozeman home. Montana State Athletics encourages our fans to choose these local businesses. They are proud local sponsors and demonstrate what it means to be a Bobcat. We are Bobcat Built.
We are back one final time at Montana's Rib and Chop House for Cat Chat. We got some great player and coach cards up here as well that have been printed by Executive Services, who for the last 38 years, they have been printing and mailing experts in the Gallatin Valley, a local family-owned business supporting Bobcat Athletics, printing and mailing done right. Find them online at printmailrelax.com. That's printmailrelax.com. That is Executive Services. All right, we're into our final segment now, talking with head women's coach Tricia Binford. Coach, how we doing? How we feeling?
We're doing great. We're happy to be here.
Yes, happy to get into the final week of the regular season, and one more win means some jewelry. You guys are one win away from locking up at least a share of the Big Sky title. I feel like we can talk about it at least a little bit right now with just being one win away.
Taylee and Lindsey are not listening.
But so you're not really bringing that up to anybody. It's just staying super focused.
Nope, 1-0 on Thursday.
All right, well,
take care of Portland State, and then we'll readdress and get ready for Sac State on Friday.
All right, I like that. So keep that locked in and focused, and that'll be at 7 o'clock on Thursday. It'll be Military Appreciation Day against Portland State, and then 2 o'clock on Saturday for Senior Day. Great game against Montana, but the one kind of disappointing storyline is obviously those injuries. How are Dylan Phillip and Mara Dykstra looking forward here?
Yeah, so we're getting some evaluations and going to have an update tomorrow, and then we'll take it from there. And what this team has done all year long is they've been resilient, and they've stepped up every single time somebody's whether we've had foul trouble or somebody's been out, and we've got depth, and kids are going to love each other. They're going to support each other through, and we're gonna be ready for Thursday.
Yeah, that's all you can do, and it's got to be nice to have this kind of depth that you've been able to develop over this time, and as we've seen things continue to progress. Also getting ready for Senior Day, so a couple, Caitlin Martin and Taylor Jansen, they've kind of gone through Senior Day a little bit.
Yeah, they didn't want to be a part of this, so we'll still give them a celebration. But
okay.
we're going to focus on Lindsey, Lexi, and Esme, and celebrate them, and do a special little deal right before, and then honor them afterwards. And it's just it's a big class. It's a special class. That's tremendous leaders in that class. So the big thing is making sure we don't get too emotional before the game starts, right?
Yeah.
So that's always the risk of how emotional we're going to get, because we've got to also focus on 40 minutes.
Yeah, it's got to be kind of a tough thing to manage as a coach as well, not even for Senior Day, just in general. Sometimes you want to pump up your team. Sometimes you got to kind of bring them back. I imagine that's a hard thing to kind of gauge night in, night out.
There was the other team that everybody keeps comparing these two teams, but that year that team got shut down from COVID. It was senior day with five really special seniors, and they were all a mess, and we did not have a great start. And because my daughter's here, I'll tell the story, but we didn't have a great start. We got down, and she was very young at the time, but she became a mess. So Todd had to take her to my office, but fortunately we had another classman, Tori Martell. Great sharpshooter, came in and started hitting some threes. We made her a tremendous comeback, and Todd was watching. He got her back out to the court. We took care of business. So it wasn't the start that we hoped for, but that's why you play 40 minutes, and we'll do the same on Saturday.
Yeah, it's hard not to compare that team, right? 18 straight wins now, which matches the longest winning streak in program history, just period, because that team had won 17 straight, one early the following year. They also had won 25 games. You guys are sitting at 25 games, which is the program record right now. So, it feels like people have been comparing that, but that hasn't really been a part of your mindset at all, thinking about that team much?
They're both amazing teams,
yeah.
right? And they're both setting their stories, and both teams better be in the Hall of Fame at some point, right?
Yeah.
So this team is unique in its own right. There's no team like this team as how we defend and how we just dominate possessions. We create opportunities there. So it's going to be really fun to see how far this team can take that and how we step up for it. But our book is not finished. We're still working on that chapter, and excited for this upcoming week.
Yep. Well, you mentioned the defense. Number 1 in the nation now in steals per game. Yes, 14.6. Not too shabby. Number 3 in the nation in turnover margin. Number 7 in turnovers forced. And number 17 in the nation in scoring defense. So things are rolling along there. You mentioned the Hall of Fame. We just had the Hall of Fame induction on Friday. Another one of your players have gone in. Is that 2 players you've had now?
That is 2. That is aging us. I'm looking at my husband. I had to include somebody else in that, but no, it's so much fun to see Rachel Smansky out there now, Kim, and what she did as far as her impact on the foundation of the program and just the culture of excellence. With all that Hall of Fame class, and hearing about how remarkable their careers were beyond their particular sport too. They've all been super successful, and there's a culture of that excellence around Bobcat history. So really fun to celebrate her.
Yeah, very, very cool thing to be a part of, and see that continue. And I'm sure there are more Hall of Fame inductions coming as time continues to roll on. One player who's putting up a Hall of Fame season is Esmeralda Morales, who has been for the 4th time now named Big Sky Player of the Week. Just came down
Yes, she has.
today. She was absolutely magnificent. 28 points, 8 of 15 from the field, 4 3-point field goals against Montana. It's just so much fun. She's an absolute maestro out there.
And in 28 minutes.
Yes, 28 points, 28 minutes.
That's one thing that, is remarkable about the stats she's putting up is we don't have to play her the 35 minutes every night. And some nights she's going to play some bigger minutes, but we just have such a great balance across the board. And my SID, Tom Schultz, later came down. He's like, I was about ready to come to the bench and tell you her career high is 31 when I took her out with 6.5 minutes to go. But she just kind of splashed right from the start. Our kids were super calm earlier in the day too. We started with chapel and have our shoot around, and there's just a calmness about this team that they know when we step on the floor, they're going to go work. They're going to go to battle for each other, and she's one of those steady presence at all times. And she's just live in the moment right now. One of the things that drew her to our community, Montana State and Bozeman, was the community, having played against us, and really was excited about that. So for her and Taylee and Lindsey and all of our kids to see those 4,000 fans, I still think it was more than 4,100.
Sure felt that way.
Sure felt like 5. But our community showed out, and they're behind this team. And what an amazing electric environment for her to have such a great game.
Yeah, excited to see everybody that's going to come out this weekend, Thursday at 7 o'clock, Saturday at 2 o'clock against Sac State before you guys finish on Monday at 7 o'clock over at Idaho. You spent a little time talking this week as well about Morales' future. I mean, what you're seeing is somebody who's going to be able to play professionally.
She absolutely will. Yeah, the big deal is trying to get her a chance to just get into a WNBA training camp, her size. She's probably about my size, right? So we've got to separate ourselves in some categories there, and I've seen the WNBA, and she is good enough to be in the WNBA. She just needs a shot. She just needs to get a chance in a training camp and just show them what she can do. There's things that she does that you can't see unless you get her in a practice. We can send all the highlight films and reels that we want, but her ability to take over a game, her ability to know a bonus situation, her ability to read the floor, come in and timeouts and talk about what actions would be great. She's as good as anybody in a ball screen. The WNBA plays in a ball screen. She picked up our defense basically the first day that we had her. I think she's in the top 5 in the Big Sky and steals right now, and she just makes everybody else better. And if you want somebody in a training camp just that you're just not sure on depth and who's going to make your culture great, it's this young lady. She just brings out the best of everybody.
Yeah, give us maybe an example of something she's seeing on the floor, like when she comes back to the huddle and she's explaining, hey, this would work here, or I've been able to see this. Like, what's one of those, like, second or third level things she's seeing that you're like, wow, that is something that's really impressive?
Well, obviously she's seeing what they're doing in the ball screen if they're going under, and that's how she's going to juke you and everything. But she's seeing off ball as things as well, like moments of ways to get KJ involved, like how they're guarding her, how they're guarding our post play. That's one of the special reasons she has such great chemistry with Mara too. But she's come in with just certain play calls, like, hey, what have you thought about this particular play call? Because of the way they have changed their defense. So she's reading their changes of defense. I will tell you, we've had brilliant point guards over the course of my career here coaching, but a lot of times when a team changes from man to zone or whatever, we've got to help them from the bench on those reads, and she's read it before I've been able to deliver it, and she's already got the play call out there. So she is that coach on the floor. She's got everything in her back pocket. She's got her things to go to. She's got her 2-for-1s. That's kind of the next level too, when you're playing quarters in the pros as well. And that's one of the things that we love about our league, are the 4 quarters, is she knows, like, if it's under 55 to 45 seconds, these are some things that we can go with.
Yeah, no doubt. That's a cool breakdown. They may be a pretty deep X's and O's, but definitely worth it as we get down the stretch.
Everybody understood what we talked about, right? Everybody's on that same
That's
page.
why we talk about it. I want to mention, too, here before we get ready to go, Lexi Deaton, Taylor Jansen, both in double figures, especially in that first half. It really felt like we saw some flashes and some good stretches of Lexi Deaton being the player that we know she can be.
Absolutely. One of the things that you think the community needs to be aware of, Taylor played all of last year,
right,
and then had her recovery process after that. So she had less missed time, whereas Lexi, she had her surgery like in December, and so she really had not competed or been with the team all that time into conference and all that through the summer, and then we were a little bit delayed in that return, and usually an injury like that takes a full year. And so we actually showed a clip with our film session on Monday on her turnaround. I'm like, her feet are coming back, right? Her legs are coming back, her pop's coming back, and so that turnaround, that go-to money shot for her, all those things, you're seeing a little bit more explosiveness on both of her and Taylor, and so they are. And our whole goal for this free season was just move the needle, get her as close to where she was by Big Sky tournament, and watch out. We are getting everybody to their best games right now.
All right, well, we're excited for it. That wraps up this edition of Cat Chat. Thank you to Coach Logie and Coach Binford, as well as Taylee, Chirrick, and Lindsey Hein. Trevor Dominuk has been our producer today. Back next week for our final show on Tuesday, March 4th. Until then, this is Keaton Gillogly saying so long and go Cats. This has been Cat Chat, presented by Learfield.
You've been listening to Cat Chat with Matt Logie and Tricia Binford, presented by Montana's Rib and Chop House. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation of the Bobcats Sports Network.